Kory, the art archaeologist, and welcome back. And if you're new, welcome to my channel. So here is my project for the June Robyn McClendon Jelly Team June Design Team project. Whew, that's a mouthful. So what I've done here is I've made a tiny little journal. This is a 5 by 7 inch journal folded in half, of course. So then we end up with 5 by 3.5 inches here. And I'm very excited about this because this is an affirmation journal, and it was actually very tricky and difficult to figure out how to put this together. I have kind of struggled with it, but I've simplified the process and I've made it really easy for you to put your own together. So let's go ahead and get into it. Now, the whole point of this, let me get the paper. Let's read this first. And this comes with, I've made some little affirmation pages that are available in my store now. And this sheet is actually included in that kit. So, 30 days to manifestation. Long ago, I attended a class that focused on neural pathways and neural networks. It's been said many times by many people, if you'd like to change something in your life, you can do it in 30 days. Why 30 days? Because in order to change something, a habit, addiction, etc., you must dismantle the neural network that supports the unwanted condition and replace it with a new, more supportive neural network. 30 days seems to be the magic number to make this lasting change. The key is to focus on one change at a time. Doing more than one will split your energy and greatly reduce your power to change. When we focus our energy every day on establishing our new neural network, we set ourselves up for success. This booklet is designed to help you do just that. Congratulations on taking this powerful step to live the life of your dreams. Enjoy, Kory. So I went ahead and wrote this up real quick just to give a quick little explanation of how this book works. Now, we did an in-depth study on neural pathways, and it was fascinating to me. And, you know, whenever you start a habit, let's say you start an addiction, let's take alcohol. Let's just take an alcoholic, for example. The first time an alcoholic drinks alcohol, they get the most intense emotion attached to that drink of alcohol that says, oh, this is my solution. Freedom. I have found freedom by drinking. So because the feelings are so intense, a neural pathway is instantly established. And then every time that person does some kind of activity and adds drinking to it, then an entire neural network around drinking is established. So it applies to every habit we have, good or bad. The same exact thing happens in our lives. Okay, so this book is designed to take one issue at a time, okay, and just really zero in on that one thing. And it can be a habit you want to get rid of. It can be a goal that you want to implement into your life. It can be a lifestyle change. It can be anything you want it to be. So let's get into this now. I inked all the little pages, and here's the back cover. This is Robyn's printable kit that I did a little trailer video and show the whole kit, and it is easily my favorite kit so far. So I say that every month, but I really mean it this time. This kit is amazing. So I went ahead and used my Tim Holtz Distress Ink Vintage Photo to ink all the edges of my little book. And I'm going to show you how to put it together right after we go through it. I'm also going to include in this video a little segment in Photoshop of how to create your pages, okay? So that you can make your own little book just like this. So here's the inside cover. This is from my kit. It's from my very most recent kit. It's called Inky Abstracts, and this is available now. I have the link listed in the description box below. I've used the Inky Abstracts kit, and I also used my Deep Rust Kit 1. So those are my two kits along with Robyn's kit for June, and all the links are below, very clear, okay? This is from Robyn's right here. Okay, now this little book, there are 30 affirmations in here. Well, the first one says my goals. So there are 30 little blips up here, 29 affirmations, and then my goal. And then each page is at the bottom says today's action. So you pick your habit, you pick whatever it is you want to work on, you write it in your my goal section, and then every day for the entire month you write down an action that you're going to take on this day to further yourself into this goal. I just love this book. You know, the art of this book is so simple, but the power of doing this exercise is so powerful. Now, one more thing, the reason I made this the size I made it is because I wanted to fit it in my purse and always have it right there with me so that I have it every day for the 30 days. Okay, so let's go through the affirmations. I hold the power. And then my sheets are on the left and Robyn's are on the right, and then when we hit the center, it will flip, okay? My life is transforming, and then today's action. And then I step into my goal easily. Unseen forces are working for me. This is part of my Deep Rest Kit 1 kit. And then again, Robyn's. I am succeeding. I really love how her artwork and my artwork play off of each other. I just think they work really well together. Even when it's hard, I keep moving forward. This happens very shortly into, because what's happening, and the reason I put this where I did, is because when we start to change a habit, we've got an entire neural network trying to implement itself and keep itself in existence. So when we start a goal, we start off really, you know, gung-ho, and I'm gonna do this, and then it starts to fade little by little because that neural network is demanding to have those neural pathways ran. And so it gets hard when we're changing things, and that is why, because the neural network has its hooks so deep in us. And I know you know what I'm talking about. Anybody who's been on this earth for longer than 15 years understands what it's like to try to change a habit. And it gets its claws in us really deep. And then what happens is, like if it's a physical addiction that you're trying to get rid of, not only do you have a neural network that's fighting for existence, you also have all of the body's blood cells that are, for example, very used to alcohol being in the bloodstream. So you just have to know that it's gonna pass. Even when it's hard, I keep moving forward. So just keep pushing through, okay? And you will have success. I promise you, if you do this, you will have success. I'm empowered by my progress. And then underneath each one of these is a little tiny bit of journal space for you to just kind of confirm the affirmation up here. And the reason I didn't give very much space in this journal is because this is meant to be action oriented. we're not going to sit in ponderance of changing this habit. We're going to commit to it, and we're going to make it short and sweet. Okay, that I have found, and I have overcome a ton of stuff in my life, you guys, and I have implemented a lot of really powerful ways of living my life, and I've done it with this process right here. But you have to keep it short and sweet, and stay in action is the most important. Okay, I'm empowered by my progress. In this moment, I take my power back. I don't wait, I act. I have powerful inner strength. Powerful changes are happening quickly, and this will start to become very apparent when you get over that initial discomfort and that pain, and you keep pushing through it. Then it's like walking up a really steep hill. It sucks when you're doing it. It's miserable. But when you get to the top of it, wow, you feel so good, and you're like, whoa, I feel so powerful and strong and refreshed after walking up that hill. It's the same thing. Powerful changes start to happen, and then you start to see successes piling on top of one another. Grace surrounds me. I am divinely supported. I absolutely believe that the people that were in my life that have died all support me in everything I do. I call them my army of angels. And I am a believer in God. I don't necessarily love the word God, but I am a believer in spirit and creator, however you want to say that, divine intelligence. And I believe that I am 100% supported as well. So that's why I put that in here. My life has deep and profound purpose. We are all here to serve a purpose, and everybody's purpose is different, and everybody's purpose is just as important as the next person's. So that's why I added this little affirmation in here. And then I just love, I am free, because I feel free in my life. I feel free to create, and I've trained myself to feel free. It didn't just come. I felt very trapped for many years, and very negative and very hateful, and I've come such a long way, and I truly am free. So that's why all of these affirmations I put in here, I put them in here because they're very close to my spirit. Okay, I boldly step out of my comfort zone. I easily move towards greatness. Good fortune smiles upon me. And, there's a quote out there, and I don't know who said it right off the top of my head, but the quote is, fortune favors the bold. And that's what this is about. It's about boldly moving forward and taking control of your life and taking control of how you want it to look. So good fortune smiles upon you. The road ahead is exciting and fulfilling. So now we've switched from the center. Now Robyn's pages are on the left and mine are on the right of this little book. And you can set yours up however you want. I just want you to be clear on whose pages are whose so that you can see the kits clearly. Okay? Ancient wisdom whispers in my ear. I absolutely love that. It just came to me when I was writing up my little affirmations, so I wanted to put that in. This is kind of dark, and I probably should have lightened it a little bit more. And I'm going to show you how to put a page together, and I'm going to show you how to lighten a page if it's too dark and you can't read your words. I'm going to just go quickly through it in Photoshop and show you how to do this, okay? My path is smooth and magical. I love for magical things to happen. I'm an artist. That's what I love about art. Magical things happening all the time. I easily conquer adversity. Love guides my life. And like I said, you can trade these quotes out for anything you want. I create with divine inspiration. I did not pull these quotes out of a book. I wrote them, and I'm not, if they're from another person, the last thing I'm trying to do is plagiarize. I just wrote a list of 30 for this book, 29, like I said earlier. My actions are bold and daring. I am deeply loved and supported. My ancestors empower me. I really love this one because it just speaks so much to me of my army of angels. I wield the sword of transformation. I love to have this quote in here, and you know, I like to picture myself as I am in control of changing my life. Sorry about my phone, guys. Let me turn that off. You know, and I like to say and imagine myself in ways like this so that I am constantly reminding myself, hey, I have power here and I have control here. I have a say in how things are going to go. So I really love that. I wield the sword of transformation. I move forward, unstoppable. So now this little book, here's the liner pages now. This little book, like I said earlier, is meant for one goal or transformation at a time only. And what I've done is I'm going to show you how to make your own, okay? So you can make a little book just like this if you have Photoshop. I do not have Photoshop Elements, and I do not know if the way I'm going to show you works in Elements. You will just have to give it a try, okay? So in a moment, I'm going to show you how to sew this together real quick, and then right after that, I will show you the Photoshop. But first, I want to show you this. Let's say you don't want to make it this way. You just want to make your own art and you want to glue in your little quotes. Well, I've done a little kit here of quotes. I did all the quotes in this book in this kit, and I've given you 3 different background choices. So let's go through this real quick. Now, all 3 of these sheets are from my new, here, let me back you up. All 3 of these sheets are from my new kit, Inky Abstracts, okay? And this is what you get. You get 3 sets in one kit. You get this background and you get this sheet with today's action. I fit 20 of these on one sheet, so you will need to print 2 of these to tear these. This is designed for you to just tear these and glue them into your book as you see fit, okay? So you get this page 3 times over with 3 different backgrounds, and I'll show you the other 2 backgrounds in a minute. Then you get this page. These are all the affirmations. You get these 3 pages of affirmations, okay? And these are all the ones we just went through. And then you get a set on the background I just showed you. And then you get another set on this background sheet here. And then you get your 3rd set on this background sheet. So you have choices here if you want to tear yours up. So that kit is actually, you get 1, 2, 3, 4 sheets of each design. So you've got these 4, you've got 4 of this, and 4 of this, okay? And then you also get in the kit, you also get this sheet just as the explanation as to what it's all for. So you have 2 options. You can do it this way and make your own book with your own pages. Oh, and by the way, guys, real quick, the reason these are all on my sheets and not on Robyn's is because this is a digital product here, and I can't use another person's artwork to sell you know, multiple copies of this. Since this is a digital product, you will only get my artwork on these. But you can print Robyn's up, and then you can take these and glue them onto her pages by all means. But, you know, out of respect for Robyn, I would never do that. I would never do that to her or to any other artist. So that's why you're not getting these affirmations on her artwork, okay? So that's just, this is the idea and inspiration that I came up with this month. So that's why that's done like that. So now let's go ahead and sew the book. Okay guys, so for this section here, I'm going to show you how to go ahead and assemble this book together. It's very simple, real easy to do. What you're going to want, here's what you're going to need. You're going to need some clips, a pen, a needle tool. I just have this needle tool. You can use an upholstery needle or whatever you have on hand. I have some bigger upholstery needles here. I'll need one of these to assemble the book. You want one with a big enough head to string your twine. You're going to need some twine and then a ruler, okay, and a foam book is what I like to use in order to poke my holes. So I'll show you what I mean. Now you want to grab your book and open it in the center like so, and then just push it all down to where it's all equal and together. And then I like to put my clips on the top side there and the bottom opposite side, and while you're clipping, I like to have the pages bent because if you straighten them, it's not going to come out quite right. So if you just have a natural bend, that'll work perfect, okay? So now that you're this far, you want to take your ruler, and we've got 5 inches on this inside page here, and I'm just looking at the crease. I'm going to take my pen and I'm going to mark 2.5, the center mark, and then I want to come in about 1 inch from each end. So I'm going to go 4 and then I'm going to go 1 here, okay? And you want to make your marks visible, of course, but kind of small too, okay? You're not going to see them. Just be real careful when you're making your marks. So then I go ahead and add the rest of my clips here. So you want it just like so, where you've got 1 on each end. Then you want to take your foam book and you want to pop your book right inside the crease of the foam book, just like so, okay? And then go ahead and take your needle tool. I love this thing. It's the Tim Holtz one, by the way, and I got mine at Hobby Lobby. So then what you want to do is keep your book slightly bent, and then just go ahead and poke through. You want to poke straight down. And when you have it bent and inside the pages of a thick book, then it automatically flows right to the spine of the book, okay? So that's why I do it this way. Then you want to do your other one straight down. And then you want to pull that book up and push that needle through and give yourself a little bit of room. Give it a little wiggle so that you can sew it together, and then do your third one same exact way, straight down. See how right on the money that happens? It just works so perfectly going right down that spine when you use that book. So don't skip this step. It's kind of an important one. Okay, now that you have your holes poked, you want to take a piece of twine And you want this 2.5 times the length of your book. So you're gonna go 1, 2.5. I like to give myself a little bit extra just so that I can have plenty of room to sew. And then you can take one of your clips. My friend Alexis taught me this. Hello, Alexis, if you're watching. And you can just clip one end just to keep it from going through your book. And then just go ahead and thread your needle. And the way I do it is you go through the center, and sometimes if you have it straight, it's not going to work. So just slightly bend it, because that's how you poked your holes. You want to go down from the inside of the book through the center, and then you want to go up either side. It doesn't matter, top or bottom, whichever side. Okay, and then you want to go all the way up to the third hole and come back out. Okay, and then you want to come back through this center hole once again. And now the trick is to just make sure that your needle is on the opposite side of your first string with the clip on it. You just want these two strings on opposite sides of the center. Okay, and then I remove the needle and the clip, and then I also come in and remove all of these now. They are no longer necessary. And then you want to just pull everything snug. You want to check that everything's quite snugged up together. You want to be careful not to tear your book at this stage right here. Okay, that's nice and snug. This side ended up way longer. So go ahead, and what I like to do now is tie one knot. I just do 2 knots. You can take these together and tie them together like that as a knot, however you want to do it. So I just go 2 knots. And then I trim off the excess. See, you really only need 2.5. And I should have got them more even because it would have been easier. But it's that simple to get your little book all together. Okay, so onward to the next. Okay guys, so here we are in Photoshop, the newest version. I just pay a monthly fee for this. It's like $10 a month, and I love having Photoshop. So I'm going to go up to File up here, and I'm going to click Open. And then I'm just going to go in and pull one of Robyn's prints here. Okay, these are some really beautiful sheets, and I want to purposely take a darker one to show you how to lighten it up. So let's go ahead and pull this one here. I'm going to go ahead and open it up in Photoshop now. I'm going to go to Image because I'm going to make this a 5x7 like you saw the book. So you go to Image, go to Image Rotation. It doesn't really matter to me which way. I'm going to have my text up here on top of this dark spot just to show you how to fix it. And then let's go ahead and size this. So you go back up to Image, click on Image Size, and you get this window. It's already an 8.5 by 11 at resolution of 300. So I want it to be 7 by 5 at 300 resolution, and then just click OK. And then what you want to do, since it's so little here, is go up to View and click Fit on Screen. Now it brings it full screen for you. Now you want to go down here. Actually, here's what we want to do. You want to establish your pages. So do you see this ruler bar right here? There's two ruler bars, one going horizontal and one going vertical. If you do not see these, go up to view and make sure that your rulers are clicked, okay? And then they will show up just like that. Then put your arrow in the ruler bar and then you can pull down. So I want to have one center in the page and then I want to have a ruler at 3.5 because these are the center marks of this 5 by 7. You've got 3.5 up here and 2.5 down here. Now I want my text centered, so here's how I've been doing it. I'm gonna pull a grid line over to 6 3/4 just to keep me within the margins. Another thing, let me show you this. Let's pull the next one. I'm going to 3 3/4. See how it automatically snaps right to that and you get this mark up here that's showing you the number you're on? If you are having difficulty getting that to snap in place, go up to view and make sure that your snap right here is checked and then it'll snap right into place for you, okay? Then, oops, then we're gonna grab another one and go 3 1/4 and then we're going to do a 1/4 inch ones. So let me go through these real quick with you. These ones that are going up and down are going to be at a 1/4 inch, at 3 1/4, 3.5, and 3 3/4, and then the final one at 6 3/4, just to equal out our page. Now I want to bring this down to a 1/4 inch. And I want to give myself 1/2 inch of space for text. So now I've got this 1/2 inch of space in here. I've also got this down here at 2.5. And of course, you guys can set this up however you wish. Okay, so then I'm going to set up another 1/2 inch of space for text going from 2.5 to 3. Now, you want to add your text, you want to go down to this little T window here. This is your text tool, and you want to click on that and see you're going to get this little text icon. That means you're in the text tool. Then you want to go up to this corner where you've made your grid lines and click and drag your grid out and it should snap into place. And if it doesn't, it's perfectly fine because you have these maneuvering tools so you can make it fit later if it doesn't right off the bat. So let's just take the quote, "Grace surrounds me." I'm going to type that in. Okay, and I've got it really big on this page, so I can pull this down so that you can see. So if ever your text is hidden, fear not, just pull this down. Now let's say you want to make it smaller. Go ahead and highlight your text and just come on up here. This is very much like Word, and then you can pick a smaller text. Now, something that's, I've gone over this before in Photoshop, but you want to check this box. Once you complete a step, this will not let you do anything until you check this box. So you can check it. I could also click away from this text box. I have it set up this way, and that automatically makes that check mark go away. But until you are finished with one step, you've got to get rid of that checkbox, otherwise it won't let you do anything else, okay? So now let's just do, "I'm divinely protected." Sorry if you can hear my little dog. He has been so rambunctious today. And then click the check mark again.
And I know you can't hardly read that, but that's okay. We're going to fix that in a minute. So let's come down here and do this again now. So you're getting the idea. So now we're going to type in today's action. Okay, and now there's two ways you can do this. You can click over here and do this the way that we've been doing it by pulling your grid. Let's say you do an accidental text box that you didn't want. Here's all of your layers. You come over to this text box because this is the one I just clicked that I don't want. Pull it down to the trash can and get rid of it simply. There's two ways you can do it. You can repeat the whole process and retype out today's action over here again for this page, or you can go up here, go over here to your tools, go to your move tool, click on that. You're going to end up with this little arrow and this directional arrows. Then you want to make sure that you're on this layer, and whichever layer is highlighted over here is the layer you are on. So you want to make sure you're on today's action. Then you want to hit on your keyboard Control J at the same time, and you see it duplicated that layer. Now, if you're on a Mac, you would hit Command J. So now what you do is come over here, see how it doubled it, isn't that cool? And then you want to just line this up right there. Now you have it and you didn't have to type it in. Now, we want to look at our page without the grid marks and see how everything's looking. So go up to View, click on View, and then click Extras, and that takes away all of your grids. Well, we can't hardly read this divinely word here in I'm divinely protected. So the way that I found that's the easiest to rectify this is to go into File. You're going to click on New. It's going to bring up this window here with all these new templates. I'm working on a 7x5 custom template, so I've already made this. Let's say you need to make it. You would just come over, you wouldn't click on any of these, you would just come over here and highlight your width and then your height, and you would highlight or add in here, never mind about that. You would add in here whether you want inches or pixels or centimeters, millimeters, points, picas, okay? We want inches. And then you want your resolution to be 300 if you're going to plan on printing this. And then it defaults to RGB color. Leave that alone. Just leave that be, and I want my background color white. So then just click create, okay? And then you get this new page. Here are where your pages are shown right here, and you can click right on this, okay, to maneuver between your pages. Now, on this untitled one, I want to hit on a Windows on your keyboard, the lower left-hand corner button, Control, and while I'm holding that down, I want to hit the letter A. That selects, see these marching ants, that selects the entire page. Then I want to hit Control C or Command A, Command C for Mac. And the A selects all, okay? And then the Control C copies. So now I've got this sheet copied. I'm going to go back over to this page and I'm going to hit Control V. Oh my God, what happened to my page? Well, nothing. What happened was is the layer landed on top of this page. Now, you can keep putting this white layer below all of your text. See that? But we need it below the picture. It will not allow us to do that because the background layer is locked. See this padlock here? So you want to click that padlock, pull this layer down below, and look at that. There's our page. The reason you want to do that is because we're going to make this picture layer a little bit translucent to lighten it so that you can read. And we want this bright white sheet underneath so that when we make this one a little bit more transparent, that it won't affect the beautiful artwork. So then you want to come up to this opacity window here and double click till it lights up. And then just put in, you also want to make sure you're on the image layer down here. See how much that lightened up the word divinely? Here, I'll really show you. Let's do 30%. Okay, that's so faded, but you can really lighten up your artwork like this. And I found this to be the easiest way. So here's 80%, still a little hard to read. Let's go 75, getting better. Let's do 70. Okay, I'm happy with that. Then click enter and it will give you your little percentage right here. Okay, just click in whatever number you want and then enter. So now you have completed your entire page and you've lightened it up. Now you want to go up to File. This right now is a Photoshop document because you have all of these layers over here. Well, I want to save this as a JPEG. So I'm going to go in here and go Save As. And then I'm going to put it wherever I want. Let's go to Desktop. And I'm going to name it Tutorial Page. Okay, and then I want to go down to this Photoshop window and I want to come up here and click JPEG, and then I'm going to click Save, and it's going to save in my desktop. Right up here is showing you where your page is going to be saved, and you can pick wherever you want it to go from right here. Okay, I'm not sure how to do it on a Mac because I only work on a PC, so I'm not really going to save this because I don't need this page. Okay, so I'm going to click cancel. Now that you saved it to your desktop, you can come in here and close this. And when you click this closed X right here on this page, it's going to ask you, do you want to save the changes to this page? I do not. Okay, but let's say I want to save this with all the layers so that I can come back in and change it. Let's say you want to come back in and change it. Very simple. Go back up to File, go back down to Save As, name it to whatever you want, and leave this window as Photoshop. If it doesn't default to Photoshop, find your Photoshop right up here and click it, and it will save all of your windows for you. You want to make sure this little layers box down here is clicked, and then that way you can go right back into this piece and change your text and darken it up and do whatever you wish on here, okay? But I'm going to close it out, and I'm not going to save any of this just because it was for the sake of the tutorial. So I hope this helped you out, and you can size your papers and put your text and your grid lines however you wish. So I hope you play around with this. It's really, really fun.
Okay guys, so now you can make your very own cute little journal, and I would recommend doing a pretty standard size like 4x6, 5x7, 8.5 by 11, and then you can take an 8.5 by 11 sheet and fold it in half and have a bigger journal. But I really like doing this 5x7. It'll be easier for you to get this finished product doing it that way, just by going by a standard size. If you start getting real fancy, it can become quite tricky. Okay, so I hope you love this June design team project as much as I do, and I hope that you print some of these up for yourself and implement this 30-day manifestation plan because it's really powerful and very fun. So thank you for stopping by, and if you haven't subscribed yet, I invite you to. And I've got all kinds of really fun stuff going on this channel, and I will see you soon. Have a great day.